Spirit of God is speaking now over the region of Iraq, over the region of Iran, over the regions of the Middle East and Southern Asia. The earth is shaken and shall shake again. But God said, I am speaking that I may release resources, and there will be a grave surrender that will take place in the months to come. I want to free you, every one of you, my people, to be able to stretch out their hand to the lonely, to the hungry, to the poor, and feed them and clothe them. This is my desire, says the Lord. Therefore, there shall be a break in the financial system in the Middle East, the dinar. And many shall say, why? Why now? And God said, when things seem at their worst, I shall bring it forth and I shall free them up. There shall be a prosperity in a place where you least expect it. The prayers of my people in Iran and the prayers of my Christian people that come forth from Iraq and from Palestine, yes, Palestine, and even those regions, I will hear their prayers and I will do something marvelous and will affect this nation, says the Lord. You put your hand in the hand of Iran, I say to you, I will remove the hand of America out of the hand of Iran, says the Lord, and I will free up my people, for the promise is yes and amen. Yes and amen. Yes and amen. Say it. Yes and amen. Say it. Yes and amen.
Twisted Christian, I want to come to you guys with an update on Iraq. Now, there's a lot of people that do already talk about what's going on a day-to-day basis, all the current news, everything that's going on with the cabinet, and there are people that already do that. And right now, my focus is I'm laying the groundwork for the future. We talked about the Clement wells, developing the game plan for after the dinar revaluation. I've said before on many times on this channel, and I've shown you that Iraq Central Bank is ready. They're the ones who control the rate. There are other clues that do lead up to the revaluation of the dinar. And there are things that I am still looking for. And some of those things are, yes, I'm looking for a body somehow, some way to be more involved with what's going on with Iraq. And I do look for that. And the other thing is, we're looking for this dinar revaluation in a fiat system. And we are restricting ourselves to the fiat system rules when it comes to the revaluation of the dinar. We already know that the current system, and I've showed you articles about the Thai baht and how they basically have done everything to restrain the Thai baht. We've talked about the sanctions or penalties against countries who purposely manipulate the currency. And that we have Trump talking about everything being on an even playing field as far as the currencies, right? So we know that things are going on. They are working in the background. But nothing has happened yet because we've had these interruptions dealing with the virus. And now, as you can see what's going on in the news and what people are doing all over the country, that there's a lot of things that have been delayed. We never expected this. We expected a crash of the financial markets, right? And we haven't got there yet. So I wanted to go in detail as you listen to the video that was before I started speaking. I'm going to go into detail because these are the things that we're looking for. Because it doesn't matter what they do in their parliament. It doesn't matter what the president of Iraq does. It doesn't matter what the current prime minister does. We still have not seen some of the things that are supposed to lead up to the revaluation. Now, Clement said nothing, then sudden change. Okay, so we've all been sitting here waiting and watching. And for me, I have almost enough dinars to where I want to be when this thing does revalue. And I'm investing in other things on the side other than that so that I can try to increase my funds so I can get to exactly where I need to be, not just with the dinars, but with the projects that I have going on and also things in my personal life. That's one of the reasons why I invest in Zion Oil, because I don't know if this stock is going to take off before or after the revaluation, and not necessarily take off to where it's going up to $20 and $30. I'm talking about the jump that it needs to make from where it's at now to $1 or $2 or $3. That way I could take some of that, invest in some of the other things that I want to invest in, and then turn around and reinvest back into Zion Oil or invest more in Zion Oil. Okay, so let's go over this. And I'm going to say this. Out of all the currencies, the dinar is going to give you the best return for your money as far as the global currency reset. Now, I'm not a financial advisor nor am I a financial expert, but from all the information that we have out there, from everybody speaking about this for the last 15 years, out of all the currencies, it is currently the best investment. It's one of the reasons why I'm not buying any Vietnamese dong right now. I may talk about it. I may see what they're doing, but I'm not going to invest in Vietnamese dong or the Thai baht or any other currency, at least until I know where I'm at with the dinar. Because when the dinar does revalue, you can, on those first few days, you need to get in there, exchange your currency, and buy other foreign currency. If you're not going to get the return off the Thai baht or the Vietnamese dong or any other currency compared to the dinar, that's why I will not invest anymore into any other currencies. I've bought other currencies, but as far as right now, I'm not investing. If I'm going to invest in a currency, it's going to be the dinar. So he says here first, therefore there shall be a break in the financial system in the Middle East. Okay, now Kim Clement has talked about these great banking systems falling, and I think I've narrowed it down to about 2 or 3 banking systems. Of course, you have the United States, and then you have the Middle East financial system, which is one of the wealthiest, and then you have the China financial system, which is great and it's powerful. That country is full of wealth. But it says here that there shall be a break in the financial system in the Middle East. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a break in the financial system in the Middle East. I told you guys in a video, one of my past videos about Saudi Arabia and what's going on there. That system is crumbling. That system is falling apart. Everything that's going on with the oil wars, that system is falling apart. This is going to be part of the break that we need to get things going. Therefore, there shall be a break in the financial system in the Middle East, the dinar. Right? So there's a break that happens with the dinar. All right? So that centers around Iraq. So he's referring to the financial system in the Middle East. He's not talking about the Federal Reserve. He's not talking about the European Union. He's talking about what's going on in the Middle East. All right, so it's going to be surrounded around Iraq. And then he said, why now? And God said, when things seem at their worst, I shall bring it forth and I shall free them up. Okay, so are things at their worst? Well, I think we were at one time. Now, with what's going on in America right now, things may seem to be getting to their worst. But it's going to have to be something that's going to revolve around something there going on in the Middle East. When things seem at their worst, what is it going to happen in the Middle East? Well, obviously the virus, they've shut a lot of things down, but they're not fearing that. So there's going to be some things that have to happen in the Middle East, the dinar, which is going to be dealing with Iraq. So don't look for Trump to make some type of announcement. He's going to be pushing, as we saw in the prophetic with Prophet Solomon, that he meets with a body and some other people and trying to get this thing to go. Now, in my opinion, this is just one of the things that is going to help jumpstart our economy. I don't think it's going to take out a lot of debt. I think it's going to take out a lot of personal debt. Okay, it says, I will do something marvelous and will affect this nation. you put your hand in the hand of Iran. I said to you, I will remove the hand of America out of the hand of Iran. Okay, now that can be already done, right? And some people say that it could be sanctions, that we'll just go ahead and remove all the sanctions and just let the Middle East be the Middle East. But I think if you look at it right now, what the President of the United States has done, America has removed itself out of the hand of Iran. Because if you know the previous administration and everything that they were doing, they were colluding with them big time. So therefore, there shall be a break in the financial system in the Middle East, the dinar. So he talks about the financial system in the Middle East dealing with the dinar. And the dinar is part of the financial system in the Middle East. So that's where we have to keep our focus on as far as that. If you're not a savvy investor and you just want to, you want to take advantage of what's going to happen with the dinar, and you don't want to put money in the stock markets just yet, and maybe you're considering buying other currencies. And my thing is just that if you're going to buy any currencies, the Iraq dinar is, in my opinion, is the best value that you're going to get. It's just all going to be a matter of on RV day or the day after or the 2 days after, whether or not if you can get into the banks or order online or however you do it when you're approaching Vietnamese dong. So when it comes to when things seem at their worst, are we there yet? And is it there? I'm looking for that being there in the Middle East. Now, it could be a worldwide thing. You see what China is doing in the sea, and they are trying to push and shove other countries as far as the energy sources that are over there. So you have a lot of that going on. You have everything that's going on with HK, or you have everything that's going on with Hong Kong, and there's talk of more sanctions. And if you really see what's going on with the United States relationship with China, it's still very, very bad because everything that has happened. Some of the other things that I do look for some type of stock market crash. It doesn't mean it has to go that it has to go from where it's at now down to 10 or 8,000. It could, but if the trading war resumes and picks back up where they're tit for tat, which there already are now, in any type of conflict, military conflict is going to drive the Dow down. Then you also have what's going on right now. I'm just interested to see what's going to happen in the markets tomorrow because of all the protests. But I'm going to get more to that. I'm putting out, after this video comes out, I'm posting another one right away because it has to deal with what's going on right now and what could actually take place in the next 24 hours. Also, too, he talks about a grave surrender. And I'm going to repost some old footage from Clement. It's actually in one of my videos. But I need to remind you of the relationship between China and the United States in a grave surrender. Okay, so there are many different aspects to these prophetic words, and that's why we have to put them all together, and then we can put together something, because everybody wants to know, when is it going to happen? And nobody knows when it's going to happen. All we can do is analyze the news. All we can do is analyze the current events. Because for years, I looked at Iraq news coming out of Iraq, and a lot of it was already fake news or rehashed news. And we spent a lot of time discussing and talking about those things when they had no intentions of revaluing the dinar. The Iraqi government, from 2004 all the way up until right now, had no interest in revaluing the dinar. Now, what can be turned around, what was bad can be turned around for the good, and I think I see this in this situation, because when you go back and you look at when the whole rumor came out about the revaluation of the dinar, and then you had the mainstream media coming out and saying invest in the dinar, and then they turn around and say that we're fools, it's never going to happen, this and that. Trump supporters are dumping all their savings into the dinar. So there's a lot of negative information. And I think that the Americans during this whole time period were being used so that they could gain wealth. And they could steal that money that was coming in from all of us people who were buying dinars all around the world. Okay, so what I'm looking at is I am looking for some type of stock market crash, but it's temporary. Okay, I'm just going by what Kim Clement was talking about. He talks about the banking systems, the two great banking systems that fall. He said crash, crash, crash. Right? That means that this thing, the financial systems are going to basically collapse. And have we really seen that? We haven't seen a collapse. Okay, so after all of this, after what's going on right now in the United States with the protesting and all the bad things that are associated with that, what's going to come after that? You know, for you folks, if you already have enough dinar, that's fine. But if you're still trying to come up, you're still trying, I mean, if you're still trying to, if you're thinking about getting different currencies, but you're not where you're at with the dinar, I would continue focusing on getting the dinar, in my opinion, especially if you're not savvy with investments and trading platforms and everything. So, and just to give you an update, people, I'm still going through all the information on the X and the P, and I still haven't seen anything from anybody. I do have an announcement when it comes to the energy source that's in the oak tree, that's in the ocean and everything else. So I haven't made that video yet because I want to make sure that all the comments that I've gone through, every single company that people have posted, and every single alternate energy method, because Kim Clement mentioned 5. So if he mentioned 5, I'm pretty sure some of those have been covered by what you guys are posting. And those are things that we may be investing in either now or later on. I don't want to focus so much on daily news, but we also want to be ready and be prepared. But I think the biggest sign that we're going to see is either we're going to see the Dow come down and we're going to see a banking crash before the dinar has revalued. Now, it could happen, and I'm just saying this, it could happen at any time. But for me, if I see the Middle East financial system collapse or about to come to a collapse, and I see the Dow dropping, I see banks their stocks going down and all these problems with the banks, then that's when I'm going to say, okay, maybe I need to make my last purchase, right? Maybe I want to get in a purchase in before that actually takes place. So I think those are going to be some of the signs, along with the body being in some type of power position. Those are some of the things that I'm looking for. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys like these videos and you guys want to support the Grigori Project, we have a lot of things that are moving forward. The Patreon link is down below in the description, or if you want to just give a one-time donation to the project, because what I do here does take away time from the things that I really would like to do. And I'm going to show you in a video, which is basically kind of celebrating hitting the 10,000 mark. Subscriber mark, which has been very difficult with all the times that I've been restricted from posting at all. And just to show you guys that it's not very profitable making these videos. So I want you guys to stay safe, stay indoors with everything that's going on right now. And with that being said, God bless. Twisted Christian out.